Well, you've made it this far, and you're obviously here for one reason. You're here because you're absolutely disgusting, and you don't want your opponents to do anything in the game. So yeah, welcome to Azorius Control. It's one of my favorite builds ever since I started playing Blue. I've always loved controlling what my opponents can and cannot do. So what is the strengths of this deck? Well, this deck is designed around particularly creature-based strategies. It doesn't have a heavy emphasis on it. I have had builds in the past that have been running like 12 board wipes, 12 creature-based board wipes, that is. And they also had different cards, but we'll go over that at the end of the video here. So yeah, we've just got control pieces. We've got new counter spells like No More Lies, which seems to be like a popular card that's being run nowadays. The win condition of this deck is going to be Fae of Wishes, which we have a sideboard here. We have cards like Clear the Mind. We have Narset, Parter of Veils, Day of Judgment, Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, because we're essentially going to mill ourselves out. And then we've also got Into the Story. Now, this is a build that I have modified from another creator. In the editing, I will add his video here. I'll have like his name at the bottom, and then also I'll have a tag to the video, either in the top right corner or the description below, or essentially wherever it's at in the future. But going on to like why we have cards in the sideboard, Clear the Mind is able to recycle our graveyard back into our library, and then we draw an additional card. This is great when we're up against the mirror match. We can get all of our counter spells back into our deck, so that we aren't going to deck ourselves, because how we're going to draw most of our cards is through the magic mirror. And if we do end up drawing too many cards, we do have the ability to nuke it with March of the Otherworldly Light. This has happened to me a couple of times during my playtesting of this deck, where I'm like, hey, I'm going to deck myself on my upkeep if I don't stop this right now, and I need to get Jace, Wielder, and Mysteries like after my upkeep. So in my upkeep step, when the Mirror Mage, or the Magic Mirror, excuse me, is about to go off, I'll usually March of the Otherworldly Light. Or what I'll do is on their turn, I will exile cards from my hand, and then I'll do March on their end step or something of that nature. Because we are a counterspell deck, we're going to keep all of this mana up when we're on our opponent's turn. So if we don't utilize it, we have cards like Revitalize, and then the Union of the Third Path to cycle cards through and then gain a bunch of life back. And like I said, our main win condition is to Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, and then deck ourselves and win the game that way. So let's get into some games, and then at the end, I'll go over some changes that I might do to this deck, because there's a lot of great options. All right. So it's the first game, and we're gonna guess based off their avatar what they're playing. I'm guessing mono green. It's gonna be elves. It's always elves. So gross. Why is it always elves? So this stands nice. Magic Mirror isn't going to be like active right away, but we do have Dovin's Veto, and then also Reprieve to send a card back to their hand, and then we draw a card. So we have some cycling here. We have ways to blow up any crucial lands that they play. So yeah, I think I like this hand. The Hallowed Fountain will come into play tapped, because this deck isn't really going to do turn one plays. Even though we have March of the Otherworldly Light as a 1-drop, it's not always going to be played on turn one, because you're going to be exiling cards from your hand. You don't really want to exile cards from your hand unless you are in real dire straits. So we've got a couple of options here. We got Dovin's Veto if they play a non-creature spell, Reprieve, or Revitalize. We probably will play just Reprieve here. Yup. Send that back to hand. Looks like they're on Scurry-Oak combo. Looks like they watch the YouTube videos. So I could... you know what? Setting this up actually isn't a bad idea, because if they are really on Scurry-Oak combo, it won't be until they have 4 mana that we really need to Dovin's Veto. That's why we set this off. Okay, there's the Scurry-Oak. So what do we do here? I think we will just pass the turn. We don't need to Doomskar one creature here. And in fact, if they do combo off, which it's highly unlikely that they combo off right here, right now, we can, in response, just like blow up their Scurry Oak. We want to get as much value as we can from this one card. It looks like they're on black, so they're on like some sort of removal as well. We'll go ahead and let them play this out. Don't want to BM them here, so we'll let them pass through all of their steps and phases. I'm kind of wondering if I march this and then maybe blow up one of their lands. I think what we will do is we will blow up their lands. They're probably going to want to go get black mana with this. I know it's kind of weird. Let's blow up their colorless source. But if they truly are going to be going for anything specific here, it's probably going to be their black source. They don't have a black source, so they must be running this for another reason. Probably they have some sort of colors card that they want to play as well. We do have to keep playing cards here, so I can't fully narrate everything that I'm going through. It's pretty straightforward what the game plan is. The plan is very simple. We are going to blow up their win condition as soon as they play it. You know, if they do a collected company here, we'll just Dovin's Veto their Coco. We always want to have the 2 mana up from this point forward. I'm going to keep the Doomskar in hand just for the March of the Otherworldly Light, so we have that option. I think we will play the Field of Ruin as our land play so that we have some other interaction that we can play here. Looks like they do want a collected company. Ooh, no, they're going to Court of Calling here. I think we'll say no. We do not want you to do that, sir. We do not want that garbage. Nope, nope, nope. This is the nope deck. There's not much really to say about what we're doing. We are just countering every single thing that they possibly could do. We got another Court of Calling here. Looks like they want to go find a single creature. If this does trigger, yep, so Rosie is going to trigger, and then upon triggering, we will stop and deny the Scurry Oak. Let's see. We will have to exile a card from hand. Oh, wait, no. Let's see. No. Okay, these do combo off of each other. I think what we can do is, yeah, X is equal to 2 here. This is going to look like a misplay, but it's not, I promise you. So they're going to have to go through all their game actions here. So I'll explain why I'm doing this. They're going to make a ton of creatures, but we have the Doomskar. We have double Doomskar. They won't be able to counterspell anything. Because I'm guessing they're not running Pact of Negation in their deck for some reason. I don't know why they would be, but they don't have a way of producing blue mana, so it makes sense that they wouldn't have a free counter spell here. So all they're doing essentially is, oh shoot, I just realized I'm an idiot. Okay, I'll tell you guys why I'm an idiot. So that you don't make the same mistake. I swear, every single time I do these recordings, I do something wrong. Did you enjoy this match? Yes, I actually did enjoy this match, but I was a dingus. What I should have done is I should have realized that this didn't have summoning sickness, because for some reason my idiot brain's like, yeah, they all have summoning sickness. No, he's gonna win, and I was an idiot. I should have just nuked his card and then just said, see you later. That's why commentating on top of these games is going to be difficult. But he was on some green deck. He was on some green deck, so there was a little bit of truth to that. But yes, just take away the one crucial combo piece. Don't make the same mistake I did. Okay, this hand we cannot keep, unfortunately. We do not have enough blue sources to capitalize on it. Okay, this is going to be good. We will do this. I'm tempted to throw the Archmage's Charm back, but we will keep We will keep one. Archmage's Charm seems like a good idea. Yeah, so this deck is like a shut your brain off deck and just counterspell things. If you're like me and you're doing commentary on top of this, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. So we can get rid of this card. I think what we'll do is we'll just keep it up. I want to keep it up, but I also want to get rid of it. So I think we're gonna go with getting rid of it for now. Okay, we need 3 blue sources. Now, some people might say, Gurky, you made a misplay there. You definitely did. But you know what? I choose to have fun over making the correct play sometimes, to my detriment even. Let's see what we got here. Counterspell. It has the alchemy symbol on it. Get it out of here. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we can't really put Doomskar here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna blow this up. We're gonna give them an option here. So we have Doomskar and we do need a white source, but I think getting the Archmage's Charm online is better. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna see, yep, they do go grab the mountain source. We might already be on the back foot here. We will see. The best outcome here would probably be to get a white source and be able to like cast Doomskar. Hey, look at that! All of our dreams are coming true. So, if it is a collected company, we feel bad, but setting up the Doomskar might be nice. I think what we'll do is, since we're almost to 5 mana, we can just cast Doomskar from our hand. So we'll just bank on that being the case. Let's see. This has gotten me in trouble before, so I'm just gonna go ahead and counterspell. I'm gonna counterspell this. Okay, so we are on 5 mana. Doomskar is active. We could also set this up with an Archmage's Charm. So the only downside to putting that in exile is now we don't have an additional card for the third path card. Dude, I just don't want them to have any cards. This is a feels bad moment. Now this is a counter spell, but I think we are low on cards. We need to have more cards in hand for any shenanigans that they might do. They're never going to attack with this. They're just going to cast legendary spells off of it. So I think we just keep that. We just keep that where it's at. Because although it gives them 1 additional mana, other legendary creatures you control also have 1 additional mana. I kind of want them to play out as many creatures as possible. Yep, this is fine. And this is when Fateful Absence is kind of like a feels bad, because we would rather them not get additional draws, but it's the like with the Investigate token is what I'm really saying here. Like if the Investigate token gives them an additional card. Okay. You know what? Just send it back to hand, buddy. That's fine. Just make them cast it another turn. We really don't have any like additional setups here, so we kind of just send cards back when we can. But what I was saying with the Fateful Absence, I don't want them to have an additional card because right now I don't really have a lot to. We don't have a lot of interaction. Okay, so they have protection now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna be 1 short for Chroma's Memorial. So what do we do here? I think what we'll do is we'll just take the whole turn and we'll say, hey, nope. We're gonna say nope to the Chroma's Memorial. Let's keep all of the cards in hand. Now this might be a misplay here because we're not advancing our game plan really. But I really want them to play the Vorinclex out. There we go. Okay, that is fine with me. We have the Doomskar. Great henge. That's cracked, dude. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll Doomskar this. And then we'll start getting our game plan rocking and rolling with this Magic Mirror. Now the Magic Mirror is legendary. So this is nice to have. Because if we have duplicate, we have 2 copies in our deck. Actually, I think we have 3 copies. I can't remember. You'll have to go watch the deck at the beginning again. But we can cast this, and then we can just grab the one with the least amount of devotion, or not devotion, but the least amount of page counters on them. Knowledge counters. They're knowledge counters. Trample and haste. I think this is the time where we will blow this up. Go ahead, and they can draw here. Yeah. But we're going to be drawing more cards. So we can play this out and then take the copy with the least amount of counters on it. But we do get Fae of Wishes here. So we need to keep 6 mana up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's 2 left over. We don't have enough for Fae of Wishes. We could play out the creature side, but that kind of is a waste. If we do that, we got 37 cards left in our deck. So we got plenty of room here. Yeah, we're gonna say counterspell. We'll do absorb too, because then we can have this up. Okay, so this is another creature. When it enters the battlefield, you get 5 oil counters on it. I think I'm just stopping him from having any board state whatsoever. Until we get another creature board wipe. Okay, this is not good. Yeah, we also don't want a lot of creatures coming in. We want to avoid having that issue. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play out Fae of Wishes on so if it is creatures, we're just kind of dead. We have the Jace available and a board wipe available to us. I think we will cast out. This does look weird, but this is more so for a blocker. As long as he doesn't have trample. I almost said taunt. That's not the right game, Noah. If he does have trample, it's just kind of GG's. Because he's gonna have enough to go over the top with this. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Okay, that's fine. We're fine with this. Okay, we're not fine with that though. We are on the back foot here, and it's kind of annoying that we put down the seat of the Emperor, or of the Empire earlier on, but we had to make that in order to blow up their enchantment. Okay. Swinging with 2. Swinging with 2. Oh, this doesn't have this doesn't have haste. Okay, so we'll go to blockers. We'll block here, and then we're gonna go to damage, right? Pass to damage. Okay, that's right. Okay, so you need to trigger on that. You have to trigger before damage. In order to send it back to hand. Actually, since we blocked correctly there, I think what we'll do is we'll just play out the mirror here. And now we have tons of options for this upcoming turn. We are gonna try and Dovin's Veto, but they play a creature, we have to stop it. Okay, so nope. Nope. For that one, 1,000 times nope. Please play out a creature here so I can counterspell. Double its power and toughness. Okay. Okay. So we learned from last turn, and it's a good thing that we learned from last turn. Let's see. Attacking. Okay. So we go to blockers. We block here, and then before we go to damage, we will discard these 2 cards, schwunk, and bring it back to hand. So that's how we avoid the big damage. But we really do need to get a board wipe here. Fae of Wishes is gonna have to get us a board wipe if we don't get anything here. Yep, we don't get anything here, so we're going to have to Fae of Wishes for a board wipe. And this is our entire turn. He's doing this, sadly, but this is how we survive until next turn. If he has a Hasty Boy and it's above 9 power, or it's 9 power, Atali, that's really bad. Oh no! Wait, is that X? Okay, they have to pay the mana into March of the Otherworldly Light. They just need to produce 1 mana, and that's very likely to happen. Oh no! Okay. Yeah, this is control deck. This is the control deck. This is the deck that you... No, I didn't have fun. This is control. This is control city. This is how you control the board. And then we run in and we fumble the first game, and then we run into problems in the second game. Let's go to the third game. Let's see if there's anything better, huh? Oh no, please. This is gonna be Eldrazi, isn't it? Well, we've got a decent setup in hand for Eldrazi. My opponent is going first, unfortunately. So, oh Jesus, dude! Can I get more frames, please? Am I? Hello? I'm locked at 30 frames now. Is there a reason why I'm locked at 30 frames? Okay, now this is some saucy play here. This is good stuff. We've got the 2 No More Lies. Looks like we are gonna go up against, yup, blue-red. Soul Warden's fine for a turn 1 play. Not too busted broken. We got the 3 No More Lies in hand. If they play any Modern Horizons 3 cards, we immediately stop it. Okay, no, that's not true. We could have done Fateful Absence as our card. We're gonna go ahead and play this Hallowed Fountain tapped. So we can't really play 2 spells back to back. Okay. That is an Ocelot of Pride. So they are gonna gain life off of this. So I think what I'll do is I'll let the Ocelot of Pride come down. They will gain the life. They have a second play here. Okay, they do. That's totally fine to cast that. We're gonna blow up the Ocelot here, and then they're gonna have to utilize their mana on another turn in order to draw an additional card. But we're just gonna continuously try to send the cards back to their hand that are important. Like this Goblin Bombardment, if they try to play that next turn, what we'll do is we'll just send it back to their hand. Because we do wanna start drawing through more of our deck with the Reprieve. Let's hope that they try to play Goblin Bombardment. Ajani is totally fine too, because they played their land this turn. We know that he can't come down again. So we'll send it back to hand. We'll counterspell it next turn. We're really looking to get a second land drop so we can do counterspell, counterspell. That's what we're really looking to be able to do. Absorb's fine too. We can stop one of the major cards from coming down. Okay. We will go ahead and absorb this. We also could do No More Lies. I suppose that would have been good too. Oh, okay. They got their Ajani down. So feels bad. We are looking for a board wipe. Please give us a board wipe soon. Because that Goblin Bombardment is going to come down. Ooh, okay, yeah. Let's No More Lies this. We're just No More Liesing every single card that comes down because we don't want them to have too many resources. And also the No More Lies doesn't allow them to cast any additional cards at this point in time. Because eventually they will get to enough mana where they can just eat it for 1 turn. Okay. So we do have the, actually this might be a good time to get the mirror down. Okay, we're locked into 40 FPS again. For some reason. We kind of want them to just send Luris to hand. Nope, they want to get the Ajani. This is why Galvantic Discharge is so good, because now they can get Ajani out, and then the unstable Amulet can also get another card. Kind of wish we had Planeswalker removal. So now we can counterspell the Luris when it tries to come down here. Yeah, they're just getting so many resources. This deck is so consistent. It doesn't really want to interact with your board either, except for the Galvanic Discharge, which is super fun. When a card or when a deck comes around that just doesn't want to interact with you. Am I salty? Yes, I am a little salty that Wizards of the Coast would just in one set basically shut off like a bunch of archetypes all at once. So we are going to counterspell this. We are just trying to counterspell every single thing that comes down at this point. We are wanting them to cast Luris as well. I really hope that they try to get this down. They do. Great, so that's a big value piece that's out of the way. Now if we can just get a board wipe. If we can get a board wipe, if we can get some Planeswalker removal, that is the key here. Unfortunately, they're just gaining life and they're just drawing cards. They're dealing damage to my face. Regardless, we are at 4 life. We are dead next turn if we don't get some sort of removal / board wipe. I mean, this works too, but we are just on death's door constantly. And I think that is gonna be game. Unless we wanna like steal the Soul Warden. We could let them untap, steal the Soul Warden, but chances are with Ajani, he's just gonna uptick it. Let's see, so it's gonna deal 3 damage to my face, right? And I don't get a chance to respond to this, so I think what I'll do is I will take one of the cats. Normally I would take the Soul Warden, but I'm gonna take one of the cats here. Yeah, we don't get to respond to that trigger happening. Okay. Deal the damage. Static field, wait. That does stop. Dude, these decks are so stupid. Oh my gosh. Dude, give me a break. Just chill out. Oh my gosh. I'm just drawing cards. I'm just drawing another card, man. I'm just gonna keep drawing cards. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I don't get a way to interact with their board here, do I? Yeah, that. I mean, we can Fae of Wishes here, and we can see what we can do. We get a board wipe, and that is it. So. A little bit of mismanaging of resources. You still got this unstable discharge that you can do, buddy. So we're gonna board wipe here. But yeah, these decks are so freaking consistent, dude. This is supposed to be like an actual control deck, and I'm probably misplaying very often here, but like the decks with Modern Horizons are just so powerful. This guy can just zero his Ajani here and win the game. Yep. There you go. Okay, so there is a trigger to respond to here. So I was incorrect at like not being able to. Is that 2 times the amount of cats that you have? Hold on. We gotta clarify something. With all these new ass cards coming out. So let's see, deal damage. So to the number of creatures you control. So it's not the number of cats you control. I thought that it was the number of cats you control, but it's the number of creatures you control. But yeah, these decks are so freaking consistent, dude. But it is it is good to clarify that I am a little pissed that like board wipes don't actually stop most of these decks from like doing their game plan, and they usually don't care what you are doing. Like that's the thing with 1v1 versus like the sorry, not 1v1, the best of 3 for formats versus the best of 1 formats. Best of 1 is just like boom, I don't care about like game 2 because there isn't a game 2. So that is like a feels bad moment when like you just run into decks that just do their thing and they just run you over, and you're playing control and you're like, hey, I didn't even have an option to like deal with any of their things. So these Fateful Absences are good, but we are going to keep them pocketed. And it looks like we are going first, and this person is just playing the same exact deck that we just went up against. So it is kind of annoying that we only run into like 3 different types of decks here in Diamond, but you may not be in Diamond. And look, this isn't actually the mirror match. I was actually wrong. Go figure, Gurky HD is actually wrong once in a while. So let's set up this Doomskar for later. We just need another land, and then we can play it out. But I want him to play out more cards here. Okay, so that's gonna give additional poison counters. I think we do want to just get rid of it immediately. Just put it in the graveyard. Enough of that. We can get enough toxic here. We probably just want to get to the 4 toxic here. He's putting Luris in hand already. Probably wanting to play out Luris as quickly as possible. We're gonna do X is equal to 1. We'll just get all of the play pieces off the board here as soon as possible. This is the problem with Fateful Absence though, because they'll be able to draw more cards than we're able to keep up with. So we really want these Doomskars to hit like multiple cards at a time. So, but we can't take too much more toxic. Because it is 10 poison counters, and then we just lose the game, no matter where we're at. And these decks I've seen, they've been shown to just like, hey, I'm just gonna give you, like, you draw 2 cards and you get 2 poison counters, and then you just lose. So that is a possibility later on here. I'm hoping they just Luris and then we Fateful Absence it. That's fine with me. That is totally fine with me. Yeah, it is just a single target, so we will get rid of it, and they're gonna draw some cards here. But the minute they draw cards, then it gives us a turn to just kind of breathe and like come back. So, what? Yeah, we'll just give them the ability to just put something directly back onto the battlefield. If this happens another time, I'm gonna be pissed. It's gonna make me wish that I saved the March of the Otherworldly light. Yeah, here we go. Just keep returning this card back to my hand. Oh, just keep returning it. Just return it to hand. Just return it to hand, man. Yeah. Gosh, dude. Let me show you guys how to play control. Immediately starts getting rolled. However, it does look like their game plan is to put us on poison. Okay, this is fine. Let's see, whenever a creature control dies, an equipped creature. I mean, we're gonna probably try and control the board here. We do want it to get placed out. See, they're gonna swing with a 1/1. I'm not gonna be dealt infect damage here, so this is good. My turn. This is a counter spell, but we are going to draw additional cards because we gotta catch up to him in card draw. Let's see. I'm gonna go like this so that we can hold up a Reprieve just in case they try to play Luris. And then also we can March of the Otherworldly Light to officially get rid of Luris. Oh, I see what you're gonna do. Okay. Adapt is at sorcery speed, right? Let's see. Adapt. No, it's at instant speed. So we will go ahead and do this, and then they're gonna adapt. I really don't want them to get more. I mean, they're gonna get more mana regardless. It's fine. We'll allow this. Sacrifice. Oh, it's an infinite combo. I see. Okay. No. We are not gonna allow this to happen. Dude, bro, chill. Dude, the rope is so freaking annoying, dude. Let's get rid of this shenanigans. I should have known they were gonna try and do something gross. Yeah, and they have infinite combo, they got Laris, they got all of the cheap mana spells. Like, dude. These decks are absolutely insane that they're building with Modern Horizons. Like, I basically like a counterspell basically has to say, hey, put this back into your hand immediately, like rebound or something. Cards always have to have like double the utility. Laris is still in their hand, which is unfortunate. Like, we have to be able to like stop them soon here. Counterspell is a good way to stop them. Yeah, I basically gotta take it, right? Because we got the Reprieve plus counterspell here. I need to get this out before like something terrible happens. And we need to start gaining like resources faster. So hopefully they try to play Laris here. Like if Laris is the play that they want to make, and then we just reprieve it back to their hand, then this is actually good. Dude, freaking toxic. My ass! Ah! Okay. And then they're gonna target with a spell, and they're gonna get double triggers because of Reprieve. Dude, like, I've gotta basically just like take the hits for the next like turn, maybe 2 turns. I need to get another land off the top so I have Doomskar plus a counter spell as well. Okay, thank goodness they play Laris. Part of me wanted to just like let it hit the field so I could Doomskar. Maybe that was the right play to do. But I do want to be able to draw additional cards. Okay. We need to hit like a land drop. We need to transform this too. So there we go. We got the transform. We got another land drop. It's a tap land, but it is a land drop nonetheless. Okay. We can Doomskar, but then we won't have mana up for. Well, actually, hold on a sec. Oh, that taps for blue. Okay, good, good. We will have mana open for the Archmage's Charm. Okay, and then now we're in a better position here. Because I can't really Laris and then put it onto the battlefield, right? Right? Counterspell. Hey, Peter, counterspell. Peter. What is this? Yeah, it's 3 mana to like put it directly onto the battlefield, right? Okay, we got Toxic 1. Holy guacamole, Batman. This just keeps barely scraping across the finish line. Okay, so it does give me Toxic 1. But now we have all of the counter spells we need to back ourselves up from this point forward. And if they do just decide to draw cards here, that is pretty good for us. Yeah, we can take the Toxic. Go ahead and take Toxic 1. And draw additional cards, bucko. Okay, yeah, go ahead, draw a card. Draw a card. Okay. We'll go to my turn. Okay. This doesn't really matter because they're on the alternative game plan. Okay. We do need to like confirm. Okay, that's great. Let's just send all of those to the bottom. We do not want to draw lands. Dude, that would have been a major feels bad moment. Okay. We can just get rid of this guy, but let's let him utilize as much mana as can on his turn before we go March of the Otherworldly. Okay, so that is a creature. Let's see. So I'm going to attacks. And attacks, we'll get rid of this. We're just on the single target removal game plan now. Let's see if he tries to save it or something. Nope. Doesn't even give a hoot. Okay. We will try to go to our turn. We are going to keep some additional mana up in case he tries to like instant speed grab something from the graveyard, so we'll keep up Dovin's Veto. The No More Lies. Looks like he wants to do something, but he's not quite doing something. Okay, so Doomskar is this is nuts, but we will probably cast Doomskar on one creature if we don't get single target removal here. I mean, we've got two Doomskars, right? Well, we'll go ahead and destroy this Buccaneer. Okay, and we have some responses up for next turn. We can counterspell two things. We might just do No More Lies and then No More Lies twice to like have him utilize as much as possible. Nope, they are done. Okay, finally. The first one was a fluke. The second one was they just went too fast and we didn't have the right interaction. And then we finally got one. Thank goodness. I can't just go through all this recording and be like, this is how you play Control, and then just never win Control games. It's like, hey, I'm a professional Magic the Gathering player, and I'm gonna proceed to lose every single game. But you in the comments, you guys are gracious enough to show me the lines that I missed. And please do tell me the lines that I missed, and then I'll give my response in the comments too. And it can be just a little cordial chat. I promise you, I won't flame you for telling me, hey, you know what? You were a real shithead and you did not see this line. But we'll keep this hand. We'll keep this hand. I'm not a shithead. I know of this. But sometimes, you know, comments feel like that, but I just want you guys to know that's not how it feels like to me. I'm adult enough to go, yeah, I made a mistake. I made a grave error. Wasn't really a grave error. Think about that. Anyways, here's some gameplay. We're playing elves. Yeah, I think we'll just Hallowed Fountain now, just so we have the mana available. We won't play Archmage's Charm or the Magic Mirror until later in the game, which is unfortunate. Let's just send whatever spell it is back to their hand, I think. No, we'll let the Elvish Mystic come down here. Wirewood Symbiote. No, we're counterspelling that when we can. No, we are counterspelling that as soon as I'm available to. If he doesn't play Wirewood Symbiote here, then we might Archmage's Charm, just depending on what it is. But they are just going to constantly play threats over and over and over again. But we do have like an Absorb Archmage's Charm here for the most crucial cards to counterspell. Otherwise, we'll save the Fateful Absence for whenever they play their really big threat. But Wirewood Symbiote, allowing them to untap, you know, their big mana producer. That's kind of, and also it sends the elf back to their hand if they play it out. So if they play Wirewood Symbiote, actually we might Fateful Absence it, just because we don't want them to be able to utilize that card later on. So yeah, I think we will Fateful Absence it, just because it is problematic. Activate this once per turn. Yeah, guess what? The game's over once they activate that once. Yeah, and it allows their elves to dodge removal, so like we should blow this up. We could also Union of the Third Path, but I don't think that's worth it. So we'll let them send this 1/1 in. No, they're not gonna do it. It's gonna go to our turn. I think. They have two of them, of course. I think the only out here is to then go for draw. I think we are gonna go for draw and try to get a board wipe here. Because this game is potentially over if we can't cast a board wipe of some sort, or stop them from doing their one thing. Bro, you have an activation! Go! I have 1 mana. I have 1 mana. I have 1 land. Dude, if I get a board wipe off the top, they're gonna be so boned. I don't know why they are thinking so hard. I just want to draw 2 cards, buddy. I just want to draw 2 cards. I guess I could have taken a Wirewood Symbiote. Okay, so we drew 2 lands. This is fantastic. Oh, look, another land. Okay, so we have to counterspell the next thing, and then we have to get something off the top, dude. Like, we have to get the board wipe we were looking for. And the gross part is they could just have the 1 elf that's like, hey, all your greed spells are uncounterable. And if they do that and then they're able to activate Wirewood Symbiote and like untap it, then yeah, game's just basically over at that point. But this guy kept a 1-lander, dude. These decks never get punished, I swear. Because if you recognize turn 2, they didn't do any land drop. Okay. And this is ending my turn, yes. I just had to double check in my head that was ending my turn. So they have access to 4 mana, of course. 5-6 mana if you count the Wirewood Symbiotes. Because they can tap and then untap and do all this extra stuff that they shouldn't be able to do. Excuse me, why are you reprinting Wirewood Symbiote in Modern Horizons 3? I mean, I guess I shouldn't really be complaining because like other decks also got support, but I'm just like, why did you have to give it? Wizards of the Coast like designing their product. So how do we give these broken decks even more support? And then it's just an arms race. Who can like have the best counter spell? Who can like draw it at the proper time? Yada yada yada. I really hope you just go to my turn. Okay. They could have a collected company as a response, but we are gonna just eat it. Do this. Okay. So we'll have access to 5 mana with this play. We'll do it like this. We have access to the most blue. And then some multicolors. I would like to get the Hallowed Fountain down, but it's just not good to take any extra damage when I don't need to. I played too loosey-goosey in the past, and it's cost me the game. So yeah, we got the Dovin's Veto with an Absorb backup here, which is good. These are all good things. However, if they are able to cast more than 1 spell, then it's like yikes brutal. But my guess is they have a collected company here that they would like to cast. So I guess the one downside to having these Wirewood Symbiotes is he's going to bounce his mana production back, and he just decides not to play the game. He just decided to walk away. He played like the first 2 turns and then he didn't. But like talking through all of that stuff, I hope that wasn't too boring for you guys. But yeah, that's typically how those games are going to go is they're going to just like ramp out a bunch of creatures and then they're just going to punch you in the face. So we had a couple of lines, but we really didn't have much in terms of like playability and like wiping their board. So let's go to what I would do differently. So with new cards coming out constantly, what does Control really need right now? Most of the time people are going to just like do in best of ones, like I was saying before during gameplay, they're going to want to punch you in the face with a bunch of creatures as quickly as possible and just run you over. So that's why cards like Doomskar are really nice to have in your deck. You do have options for exiling all attacking creatures. Let's see if it pops up here. Yeah, like Settle the Wreckage is a good option to have in your deck, even in your sideboard too, because we do have cards like Day of Judgment in our sideboard. So Settle the Wreckage does a similar effect, and I've noticed that Settle the Wreckage actually does perform very well when it is in just like my, hey, you don't get to play creatures style of Control, which I'll probably come out with a deck list at some point. Showcasing that, but Settle the Wreckage is nice because you choose the player and then any attacking creatures just are out of combat and you don't take any damage, which is crucial at times to have that sort of an effect on hand. So Day of Judgment, Settle the Wreckage, you can choose which one might be better for your meta. Also just running more board wipes in general in the main board doesn't typically hurt. But you got to realize that you're going to be taking away like cards like Fateful Absence, that's targeting planeswalkers as well. So if you want to get rid of planeswalkers, you have to have like dedicated slots for that. We have dedicated slots for enchantments, artifacts, as well with March of the Otherworldly Light. I would probably just keep this card. It's just a great card to have. You can cast it early. You can get rid of their problematic permanents faster than you would think you'd be able to, and especially when you're playing against like a lot of mono green, just like big mana spell style decks. This is going to help mitigate their like ramping abilities. As far as No More Lies go, this is by far the best counter spell available for best of ones, I'd say. Dovin's Veto is another card that I like kind of flip-flop back and forth between the two. Because they're the same mana value, it's nice to have those cards in that slot particularly. But sometimes you're not running into non-creature based decks. So Dovin's Veto gets a lot less powerful for those. It does still help the March of the Otherworldly Light. And so do all your other white spells as well. So if you find, hey, I'm running into like combo based decks, and you have like 4 Settle the Wreckage in your main board, it's not necessarily a bad thing to have those, because March of the Otherworldly Light will be able to utilize those cards in hand when you're like, oh, look, it's just like not creature-based decks. So then you use March of Otherworldly Light, you pitch away all of your creature-based removal. Yeah, it just cycles nicely into each other. So if I had to put a theme on it, finding cards in the future that help go into that game plan of like, these are recyclable cards, cards like Reprieve, that will, return the spell to their hand. It's not counterspelling, so that's really nice, that you can get around that effect. You're kind of counterspelling it, you're delaying it for a turn, and then they cycle themselves with drawing a card. Cards like that in the future, that it's like, hey, I can do this mode, but I can also do this mode as well. Those are going to be very versatile and useful cards in the future for control decks. And like I said during gameplay, you want to have cards that do multiple things, or are able to like destroy or exile multiple targets at a time with control decks, because that's the whole point, is to have more resources than your opponent. So keep all those things in mind when you're building your control decks. Hopefully this deck was fun for you to see, and it was fun to, watch me stumble and stutter through that first game. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.